so impatient because of the long lines, and it just wasn't worth it. Well, what if I could tell you we could make that wait shorter, and in return, also give you 2 new and improved locations where you can eat, play, and be. By abolishing Scott Lanes and making Mom's a new arcade, while making the bowling alley a better dining facility, we can do this. First, I'm going to tell you what's wrong with the current Mom's location and Scott Lanes. Second, I'm going to tell you how we can improve both of these locations. Third, I'm going to tell you why it will benefit you, the students, as well as the staff of the College of Worcester. And finally, I'm going to tell you how you can help me make this a possibility. So what's the problem? Scott Lanes is hardly ever used. Do you ever see anybody there? The abundance of space is honestly a waste. Meantime, the Mom's kitchen is way too small and fails to cater to the needs of the students and the staff. This is a problem. Well, what do I mean by this? The kitchen is way too small. Only a few workers can work at a time, and I'm sure you've seen it yourself. I interviewed Mom's employee, Ryan Miller, April 3rd at Mom's on the job. He said there are only 4 staff members and 1 student can be back there at the same time on the grill and the cash registers. The small kitchen leads to slower cooking, which leads to longer lines and a longer wait time. When I asked Ryan how many students come on a typical Friday or Saturday night, he said between 600 to 800 students from 1:30 to 3:30 a.m. That's about half of our school. Scott Lanes, on the other hand, is a waste of space. I interviewed Henry Waldron April 3rd on the job as well, a student employee. When I asked how many students typically come into the bowling alley when he's working, he said 5 to 6 students tops, but often nobody. I could see this for myself because when I came in, he was eating a snack watching SportsCenter, and he got paid for it. Now, this is a big deal, but why? Firstly, it's unfair to our workers. Ryan Miller admitted that it's extremely stressful working there on a weekend night with so many people and such little space to work. We spend all day working in a hot kitchen. I think you should have the right amenities to make the food easy to make. The Worcester mentality is to care about others and independent minds working together, but we're not working together with our staff. This is also a big deal because it affects you, the students. I'm sure you're often one of the 600 to 800 coming to Mom's on a weekend night, and it's bound to get crowded. With a small kitchen, the wait is going to get longer, and the food is going to be harder to make. Do you want to spend your time waiting in line rather than with your friends? Do you want to possibly get stuck behind intoxicated, rowdy kids pissed off that their pizza's not getting there on time? I don't think so. Also, the fact that the website boasts accommodations with the Scott Lanes is misleading. It fails to show pictures, and it fails to state the facts. I went on 3 tours before deciding to come to the College of Worcester, and each time the tour guides emphasized how awesome Scott Lanes was and how cool it is we have a bowling alley at this school. But they didn't mention that practically nobody uses it, and I was disappointed. So why should you care? You're the ones paying the money for your food, you're the ones spending flex, and you're the ones waiting in line. So wouldn't you like it to be easier? Also, it's unappealing when you're going on a tour and you're walking by an empty bowling alley, and you're walking by, maybe as a prospective student, and waiting in line forever at Mom's. Wouldn't you want other people to come to this school? There are a few things to do on this campus that is it. The Unigo website said that for students coming to Worcester, they might need to make an hour drive to Cleveland to keep from getting stir-crazy in the heart of Amish country. But what if you don't have a car? Many people don't. So then you can't go to the bars, the clubs, go to BW3, go to Chipotle. You're stuck here. And if all you can do is ever go to Mom's and Scott Lanes, we better make it as nice as possible. So what can be done? Scott Lanes can be turned into a new and improved Mom's location, and our current dining location can be transformed into an arcade room. But what do I mean by this? And how can we do this? You can hire contractors to renovate spaces. You can make a bigger kitchen, make your life and the staff's lives easier. You can also abolish the bowling alley. Instead, build a bigger kitchen and get more furniture to seat more people. Then, we can move the current arcade games from Scott Lanes into the current Mom's location. You can buy new games, paint the room, get cool lights, make the school more appealing with the renovations, maybe make the arcade more appealing as well. Then we'll hire more workers for Mom's since the kitchen will be bigger, and more people will be able to fit in order, and we'll have more people being able to work on the grill. So how will this fix the problem? Well, the contractors will allow us to renovate like we did the PEC. Then, getting rid of Scott Lanes and making it to a bigger Mom will make the space more well-equipped. Making Mom's an arcade will let everyone satisfied. No one will have to sacrifice. customers will have to miss out. And also, the area will be more appealing. And then we can also hire more workers. You can order food quicker, and your time can be spent more efficiently. Also, there can be more student employment. I know many of you have wanted jobs and haven't been able to get one. I know I wanted a job, although I just didn't apply. But anyways, you can get a job at Mom. You can get a job working for the game room with the more student employment. So how do I know it will work? Well, the PEC renovation worked. Students obviously like change. Other renovations have been done on our campus, including recently in Holden. Other schools have made renovations too, which is how I know it will work. Our rival school, Wittenberg, renovated their student center in 2009. Their website boasts they have a new game room called Doppelgators, which has a big screen TV, multiple gaming systems, arcade games, game tables, etc. They also have a new restaurant-style eatery. They describe their student center as providing the main course for communication on campus for students and it houses the office of student activities. Well, this sounds a lot like Lowry. If Wittenberg can make their student center better, I'm pretty sure we can too. Now, how do I know this will work? Well, people care about student centers. College Prowler website rates the best student centers in the country. Ohio State University is number 1. Wittenberg is 164, but Worcester is number 375, which is kind of pathetic compared to Wittenberg. Now you might be asking, what about those who like to bowl and currently use Scott lanes? Well, even though I don't know any of those people, they might exist. Another bowling alley does exist in Worcester, only a few miles away, called Triway Lanes. Perhaps there can be weekend trips and shuttles to those who really want to bowl. Perhaps there can be discounts when presented to cow cars. Other locations in Worcester, such as Drug Mart and Donato's, have given deals to Worcester. The community wants business, so I'm sure we could figure something out. You might be asking if it'll cost too much. Well, it costs about $30 million to build the Scott Center, and this will be way less. We're not building anything, we're just moving and renovating, and I'm sure it won't be anywhere close to $30 million. What if you walked into Mom's and got your bagel, egg, and cheese within 5 minutes? Well, if we don't renovate Mom's, that won't happen. You'll be stuck waiting in line for 10 minutes, waiting for your food at least another 10 minutes, and also, your bagel, egg, and cheese will be less satisfying because currently the kitchen is too small to even make it with real eggs. Now that I've told you about the problems with Mom's and why Scott Lane should be abolished, you can see why that we need to make a call to action. The College of Prowler ranks Worcester as the 44th best for late-night dining options in the entire country, which is pretty impressive, but we can still improve. OSU is number 20, and University of Georgia is number 1. Maybe we can make an improvement and show everyone what we've got. Now we need to make change happen. You need to let the deans know you care and stand behind the idea. Maybe you can friend Dean Holmes on Facebook. Maybe you can email him. Maybe you can send him a letter. It's a Friday night, it's 11:50, and you're starving, craving that bagel, egg, and cheese. But you have to meet somebody by midnight. You don't want to be late, but you're so hungry. Well, there's a new Mom's, so don't fear. You won't have to wait more than 5 minutes. You can grab your food to go and make it in time. And if you feel like it, maybe a quick game of air hockey before the clock strikes 12.